Your contemporary toilet needs a modern cistern. You could be excused for imagining that supplanting a contemporary toilet is a truly direct errand with no significant choices to be made. However, really there are a couple of common sense subtleties to consider, just as the more clear style decisions that you have to make. As a matter of first importance is the harsh in of your cistern. This is the separation, typically estimated in inches, between the wall on which the cistern will be situated and the focal point of the channel pipe underneath the cistern. A standard harsh in is 12 inches, if yours differs from this estimation and you are holding the washroom's unique pipes, you may locate your selection of toilets will be somewhat more restricted. In the event that the current cistern is wall-mounted, with seepage which runs out through the wall instead of through the floor, you'll have to gauge the separation between the waste funnel and the floor so as to guarantee that your new cistern will fit. Other viable contemplations incorporate the stature and state of the bowl. In the event that you have little youngsters, a lower toilet might be progressively pragmatic, while on the off chance that you or any of your family have decreased versatility, a higher cistern bowl will be simpler to oversee as it requires less exertion to raise yourself from and lower yourself to a higher seat. Fit as a fiddle, an extended bowl is probably going to be increasingly agreeable for a great many people. Lack of room may block this as a choice, be that as it may if your restroom is little or strangely proportioned. To spare space, a round bowl is frequently liked. You may likewise prefer to think about the general simplicity of cleaning of various styles of a toilets for sale UK. The tank of a one-piece cistern is incorporated with the rear of the bowl, so there are fewer furrows and participates in which earth cistern gather. A nearby coupled cistern, while appearing to be comparable, is comprised of two pieces and in this manner requires somewhat more exertion to clean. With regards to style, you'll see that nearby coupled toilets are accessible in both conventional and contemporary styles to suit either a period or present-day washroom. Low-level and elevated-level toilet plans, where an associating pipe crosses over any barrier between the cistern bowl and the storage, loan themselves to a progressively customary restroom. The significant level cistern with its draw chain flush is especially suggestive of the more established time. For a cutting-edge restroom, you could pick the contemporary moderation of a back-to-wall or wall-hung toilet. These are comparable in that the reservoir of each is fitted inside the wall. A back-to-wall toilet sits on the floor, while a wall-hung toilet does as its name proposes and sits totally clear of the floor. It's a given that a wall-hung toilet can't be fitted to a feeble wall. These two styles will both acquire the additional fitting expenses and interruption associated with concealing the storage in a wall. Both will cost more in upkeep later, should an issue grow, just considering access to the reservoir. Going a step forward, you may get a solid solution in terms of the concealed cistern for your contemporary toilet. The concealed cistern is an amazing choice. These days there is a tremendous scope of plan choices accessible to anybody redesigning their restroom or in any event, fabricating another one. Alongside the determination of different washroom fittings and goods is the new and appealing choice of wall-hung toilets and hid storages. The hid storage is turning into an inexorably famous decision with property holders because of various indicated benefits that it can bring to a restroom. Not at all like with a customary can, is the storage covered from the unaided eye, rather taken cover behind a wall. Joined with a classy wall-mounted toilet bowl, it isn't difficult to comprehend the advantages of such an establishment. Right off the bat, a disguised reservoir, for the most part, makes for moderately straightforward upkeep, regardless of the way that it is holed up behind a wall. Access for any fixes occurs through the flush plate, which is unmistakable in the washroom. Although the storage is hidden, in this way, it isn't hard to reach during hardship. One other significant advantage of the hid reservoir is the diminished commotion in the washroom. This is on the grounds that a large portion of the sound made by the flushing of a wall-hung toilet is hidden behind the wall, consequently limiting the volume inside the washroom itself. This can give an increasingly charming encounter to the property holder who has this sort of toilet introduced. Another favorable position of the disguised reservoir and the wall-hung toilet is that they, for the most part, make for a considerably more sterile and simpler to clean understanding for the property holder. This is because of the structure of the can, which is suspended over the floor and in this manner makes space for cleaning the floor and wall around the establishment. It is additionally evident that the toilet itself is simpler to clean. Littler in size and with fewer niches and crevices, the cleaning of the contemporary toilet bowl is generally straightforward with its unmistakably uncovered, wipe-cleanable sides. Both these components make for progressively quick cleaning just as an increasingly sterile restroom. Hidden reservoirs additionally gloat impressive quality and toughness, despite these characteristics potentially appearing to be far-fetched properties of a small cloakroom toilet that is adequately hanging off a wall. With the hid reservoir having the option to manage up to 400 kilograms in weight, with proficient establishment it can undoubtedly bolster even the heaviest of people who use it. There are likewise natural favorable circumstances to utilizing the wall-hung can and a covered reservoir. This is on the grounds that most flush plates have been planned with a double flush component. This implies water is spared each time the contemporary toilet is utilized. Obviously, the sparing of water likewise carries monetary advantages to the property holder also. Despite these in addition to focuses, nonetheless, the maybe most refreshing part of the wall-mounted can and the hid reservoir is the way that the two are simple on the eye. There are a few variables that make the entire idea an incredibly alluring alternative when structuring and fitting a restroom. As referenced previously, as the storage is set in the inside of the wall, there is almost no messiness in the real washroom itself. This makes for a much cleaner glancing structure in a restroom with any unattractive funnels and can part have avoided plain view. What's more, there are the number of appealing structures of wall-hung toilets now available, including exemplary extravagance styles and brilliant and eccentric alternatives. The huge range now accessible considers more noteworthy customization choices for a washroom upgrade or assemble and implies that mortgage holders can discover something that is genuinely customized to their taste and the vibe that they need to make. This sort of toilet and covered reservoir are additionally ideal for anybody hoping to make a cutting-edge and moderate look in their home. The streamlined state of the wall-hung toilet can be an ideal expansion to other contemporary highlights, for example, a frameless shower fenced-in area or wall-hung sink. There are a few significant advantages to introducing a disguised reservoir in a washroom, going from the reasonable to the low mode. In all examples, counseling a specialist in restroom fittings is prescribed to guarantee that everybody can make a washroom to accommodate their wants, prerequisites, and tastes. The range of contemporary toilets at the Royal Bathrooms is much more than the simple range of a toilet. We assure you supreme quality, lifetime warranty, and exchange policy for our worthy customers.